What's up guys, Durance over here, and today I have another ranked gameplay for you guys. This is actually a dual ranked gameplay alongside my friend Archangels, and myself. I'm playing as Rafaela right here alongside him, who is playing as a mid Sun-Shin. We have two fighters on our team, Khalid as well as Sun, and we have a support assassin, assassin mage, Selena on our side as well. Enemy team does have two so-called tanks, Tigreal as well as a fighter tank Belmont. They have an assassin Lancelot alongside another assassin Natalia, as well as a support Angela. So this is going to be pretty interesting. Obviously, in terms of countering, we do see that on our end, Rafaela does counter Natalia based I can review using my first skill, and obviously speed boost to help the core reposition, which is the Sun-Shin, is always good. Obviously in this case, Natalia actually went into our jungle there, but apparently attempted to take the buff, but not successfully on in a solo attempt. But nothing much happening here. Just gonna do some damage, help the Sun-Shin take this. But I do want the healing that has occurred. that is dropped by the buff. Good thing about having Selena obviously is that you do get a lot of vision. See enemy team coming here. Just gonna use this and quickly slow them. Kali doesn't get the first blood, which is nice obviously. And Angela is trying to get him. He might be able to get out. He was right in time, which is good. So you're not coming to join in as well. Angela has to use flash or flicker. And yeah, this is kind of boring honestly, to be honest. But just taking out the lane because essentially it's taking the jungle. Nothing much going on. Sun against Belmont, also not much going on. Sun is more of a late game scaling. His early game is pretty trash, and Kali on the other hand is very strong early on. So essentially he took his crab right here. And you can see poor Natalia is still level 1, unfortunately. Which is obviously a huge advantage for us. So I ping to take the turtle. Enemy team is already there unfortunately. But I'm gonna eat a lot of damage here. But I'm okay. Use my flame shot immediately to push him away right before he use ultimate on me. Unfortunately I'm gonna die. But our team is doing okay, so that's alright. Essentially is still alive. And the Kali has gotten a kill yet again. This time onto Angela. Essentially using ultimate right here. And he should be able to get this no problem. So basically the idea behind Rafaela's so-called tank support or mage support of some sort of thing like this is basically you're just gonna use the heal or use the speed up, more of the speed up actually, to help your core reposition. In this case the Enchanted, so that you can get his damage onto the right targets and connect them, or help him to reposition and just escape trouble basically. Obviously not really recommended, but here you can see the huge advantage of not having a so-called tank here is obviously Tigger already used his flicker there. Angela also used ultimate, which is pretty good for us. The thing about playing a support in a tank role, basically, you don't really win against a true tank other than poke. So you try to make that as much as possible. I do take a lot of damage, use my flame shot. I use that thing, I forgot what it's called, encourage on the roam item. Unfortunately, essentially it's gonna die as well. So it's not too great for us, but you can see how squishy I am. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do that to dodge the Lancelot, and you can see Natalia also has a lot of trouble. Obviously, early on, Natalia did have some trouble because there was a lot of damage but yeah, Natalia has some trouble against Sun as well, which is like, it somehow happened that way. Obviously, it's not like I try to get him. He used flicker once again, and also outed, so it's a good trade on. At least we forced out some key skills and battle spells, so it's okay. And walking right into it, gonna try and escape as fast as possible. using my ultimate to try and save himself. Unfortunately, might be in a bit of trouble here. I'm just able to get out at the back, but I know that Sun-Shin has just come around, so I tank a lot of damage, and it's fine honestly, because it's okay for me to die because I'm just a support, right? So if you do manage to bait out a lot of the skills from the enemies onto you instead of your teammates, like your core, those people who are actually here to do damage, that's definitely better. That's a lot better, because your core is going to be able to survive and fight for another day. And that's basically the essence of it. I mean, okay, it's duo. We can't really expect too much. There's some BM going on, obviously, but we just gotta stay focused. Enemy team do always have a chance to go ahead and just win outright. I take a lot of damage from this Belmont here, and I'm just able to survive here, which is good. And since Belmont doesn't have any more of that damage, this here uses also Kali's in a bit of trouble. He uses Flicker to try and get away and give him a little bit of heal here. And our team is able to start the turtle because the enemy team actually used quite a lot of ultimates in that fight, which means that we are in a good spot, trying to stay out of this. Lancelot coming in trying to get the turtle, unfortunately a little too late. Kali was actually caught out there because he went a little too far and try to do some damage. Well, obviously for Rafaela, the emblem I typically want to take is to use there's a focusing mark. It's a support emblem, and after that I'm just building almost full tank, basically because you know that's kind of the role I'm playing, right? Obviously if you build AP, which is magic power, you do heal a lot more, but you're not gonna be able to survive the damage, especially in this case since we don't have a real tank, right? So Sun-Shin got caught out there. Oh, it's a nice flicker by the Tigreal there. Sun-Shin is gonna be in trouble there. Nothing much we can do about it, because even though Sun-Shin dashed away, but Flicker was quick to react as well, and he immediately flickered onto the Sun-Shin. And you can see I did take some damage from his Lancelot, and even though I'm Lancelot dashed like I don't know how many times, he's actually 4,000, 2,000 gold ahead of me, but because I'm building tanky, having warrior boots, the HP on that courage mask I believe, and then I also now have the component item of antique Cuirass, which is the Dreadnought armor I believe, that actually helped me to tank that damage, and that's really crucial because enemy team does have a lot of damage. So I stun him just in time, just managed to get out, and I'm able to stay alive for a little while longer. Well, I actually came in once again, tried to do something. I knew he was going to try and kill me immediately, so I used my flame shot. Obviously I lost a bit of battle spells over there, which is not too great, but I'm able to stay alive and hold the lane, which is good because my team weren't really here. I had to do it on my own. Once again, now the turtle is spawned yet again, and our team is gonna look to rotate there. My friend here, Archangels on the Sun-Shin, is gonna continue his farm and prepare for the turtle. And since Selena is unfortunately gonna get taken out by the Natalia, but Kali has drawn a lot of attention to himself. He is very tanky though. He has flickered out, he dodged that Belmont ultimate as well, which is really nice. Unfortunately he's gonna die. I somehow KS the turtle here, but that's okay. We do manage to trade objectives, or so-called take the turtle over here, except just for one loss, which is pretty nice obviously. Tigreal uses ultimate onto a clone, very nice for us. That means we do get a chance to engage here, and I'm gonna speed them up, see if we can get the Natalia here. Unfortunately not this time at least. So we do manage to get his immortality, and I use my ultimate immediately to stun him, and we do get him the Tigreal as well. Sun managed to 1v1 the Belmont. At this point he's already popping off with that the two core items on him, Demon Hunter Sword as well as Corrosion Scythe. So that's looking pretty good for us. We're already pretty well set for the late game. Enemy team doesn't have too much late game. As you can see, their Essentially is kinda I mean their Lancelot will kinda taper off towards late game. They do not have a marksman. So it is looking good for us. We did manage to farm nicely for the most part. That's always very nice. A lot of things, I think I just want to comment about how people use the ultimate Rafaela, because obviously, yes, it was popularized by MPL since you know, everyone uses this as a tank of some sort. But you do have to kite around with Rafaela. You just can't take damage head on because you're not so-called that tanky as compared to a regular tank. And beyond that, a lot of people like to use the ultimate to initiate. I think that's not a good idea to do it. A good idea to do it is actually to use your second skill and your first skill in conjunction to slow them first, and you start basic attacking. So basically what's going to happen is that you want to make sure that you can slow them, you need to force them to use their displacement skills, or should I say use their dash skills, because other than that, your ultimate actually has a short cast time, and the the area effect actually is kind of small, so it's rather easy to miss. Over here we play them really nicely, and this is really why I use flame shot on Rafaela. Obviously a lot of people like to use flicker, but then again, if you can use flicker, you're just gonna try and save yourself, right? And it doesn't mean that you can save your team, which is not great if you want to play tank Rafaela, so I don't really recommend it. So definitely flame shot is a good idea for Rafaela if you want to play her as a tank. But yeah, you can try it out and let me know what you think if you want to talk about that. Beyond that, you can see in terms of item wise, very standard support items. Full tank with that mask, moving on into general armor, and then now having Enchanted Talisman. And then you're thinking, what am I doing here? Obviously I'm just gonna get Necklace of Durance here, simply because the enemy team has quite some healing, and I do want to help against that. You can see Belmont has no chance against me. If you save your second skill as well as first skill for the right moment, you will never die. I mean, obviously early game you can just do some sacrificial pact and die instead of your teammate. So, but after a while you can protect yourself as well. One of those items that people like to use on Rafaela is also Brute Force Breastplate. I think it is a good item, but since I'm already using the support emblem, and I've upgraded it with the 10% movement speed, I don't really see it to be that necessary. And then now you can see with my items currently, I basically don't have to go to base at all. I can just slowly heal up. I have almost unlimited mana. I have just constant healing. I do manage to get a stun. I do tank quite some damage from the tower. Carly is going in. He's taking a lot of damage as well. Just gonna give him a little bit of heal. And that was a very nice engage by our team. You can see the movement speed on Rafaela is so impactful, right? So that's kind of why it really works. Unfortunately, Selena is gonna get ulted by the Tyrael here. We can't really help the Selena out. But Natalia dashing in is gonna be a mistake for sure. Using my ultimate, obviously you can see using ultimate in that case is gonna be difficult to try and get really much out of it, because Rafaela's ultimate takes some time. But other than that, our team is ready to end. So we're just gonna help them out here, give them a heal, give them the sustain that they need, and we're looking for a next opportunity once they step out of the boundaries a little. Obviously we're just poking around. It's not really too great. Lancelot looks like he wants to dive. He takes a few jabs at us, but he needs to go back because he needs to protect himself. Oh, huge ultimate by the Tyrael, but I do manage to stun right in time, and that was very crucial, because even though Lancelot is trying to kill me, our team managed to follow up, and that was beautiful. So that was basically the tide turning fight at the end to seal it all. We do land a lot of damage in. Our team's charging all the way in, but we don't really care. We already got another kill yet again, and we're just gonna end it out by taking the base. So GG, well played. That was I would say pretty smooth, pretty okay game. Obviously it was in a duo. You can't really expect too much out of non 5-stack games, but I think it was pretty nice, and I would like to just hope you all managed to learn something about maybe if you're playing solo or duo, this might be able to help you out. Obviously focus a lot on farm. You can see from the start my friend Archangels was basically farming 24/7, and as for myself, when the enemy team, the Lancelot, actually tried to dive on us, my job is just to protect my core. So it's like sometimes when you play as a tank or tank support, basically, even though you're not very tanky, you do have to take the death for your team sometimes, and that is way more useful, because you're just there to protect your core. If your core is dead, your core, you can't do anything. But if you're dead, your core might still be able to clean up after you, because that's where the killing potential comes in. So that's basically the essence of it. don't be afraid to step right in. I would say position yourself tactically and don't be in a rush to spam your skills, even though Rafaela has, just the first skill, second skill, which is like very, very simple, and the ultimate also pretty straightforward. But don't be a rush. If you want to get the most value of it, holding it will always be a deterrent, so that when they dive in or when they try to get onto your carry, or even onto yourself, you might give yourself a shot at staying alive in that. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Charles, so signing off. I'll see you guys next time.